Hi everyone, welcome to the stream. Hi, I love the Rolex. Oh my god, it's me, I will subscribe. Thank you. MPG Dude 1 says hi, hello. With me says hi, hello. Cookie says hi, hi. Give me a second. There we go. Cookie says I sub, thank you. Shermani says T, okay. Ken says me too. Alright, thanks. Cookie says I sub, alright, thank you. Alex says hello, hi. Remy says ha ha ha, okay. Cookie says I sub, alright. Random says this, okay. Mimi says hi, hello. Remy says I sub, thank you. Cookie says it's okay, yeah. Skywolf says hi, hello. Charmaine says oh my god, okay. Sky says hi, hello. Evolve says hi, hello. Kendrick says hi, hello. Tanya says I don't want to say that emoji. Moving on. Lodi says, can you say hi to Sun? Hi. Yoselin says, how are you? I'm doing good. Evolve says hi. Hello. I'm sorry, I was doing a bit of things back here. Andre says this, alright? Someone says Max Verstappen, okay. Kawa says hi, hello. Amberly said hi, hi. Tanya says Hulu, okay. Skywolf says hello, I'm big fan and how are you? I'm good. Andre says hello, hi. Joe says hi, hello. Tanya says H, okay. Cookie says you're the best, thank you. Andre says hi, hello. Evasion says hello, hi. Just says, do you play Roblox? Yes, I do. Give me a second. Okay. Camera adjustments. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Red says hi, hello. Maverick says hi, hello. B1S says hello, hi. Evasion says hee hee. Okay. Sorry. Alright. Cookie says you're the best. Alright, thanks. Domain Dominator says, Dominator says, hi, what do you do here? I'm new. Live stream and a live chat. Rosie says, hello, hi. Hoodson says 6-7. Okay. Cookie says you're the best. Alright. Mimi says hello, hi. Ali Diaz says you're not the best. Okay. Just says bye. Alright, goodbye. Ken says my name is Zoe. Okay. So it says hello, hi. Skywolf says too. Alright. Gina says hi. Alright. Hi. Marge says night. Okay. Nadine says hi. Hello. Adol says hi. Hello. Tanya says the most. Okay. Ken says hi. Hi. Rose says hi. Do you remember me? Rose? Yeah, I do. I think you joined yesterday. I'm pretty sure. Evasion says you're the best. Thank you. Purple Dragon says hi. Hello. Tanya says the most. Okay. B1S says what about me? I've already read your comments. Ken says hi. Hello. Sky says hi. Yusuli says, what did you do today? Nothing. Just editing some stuff on my channel and stream after that. Janta says, Bomba Clut. Okay. Remy says you're the best, thank you. RJ says bye and goodbye. Ken says hi, hello. Virginia says, hello, I play Roblox, me too. Hoodson says hi, hello. Ken says hi. Kuvia says hello, hi. Tanya says Tor, okay. Josh says, can you friend me in Roblox? Yes, I can. Ken says hi, hello. Omarentiza says, how much Robux do you have? I have 0 Robux, sorry. Sorry guys, lagged out a bit. Alright. Jennifer says hi, hello. Alessio says hi, hello. Cookie says bye. Alright, goodbye. Jennifer says I sub. Thanks for subscribing. Gina says please give me Robux. I don't have. Sorry. Remy says Jesus. Okay. Astro says hi, hello. Cookie says bye. Goodbye. Tanya says myself. Okay. Jennifer says hi, hello. Cookie says bye. Alright, goodbye. Anton says hello, hi. Cookie says bye, alright, goodbye. Remy says hello, hi. Archie says hello, hi. Astro says cookie emoji, okay. Edit says hi, hello, edits. My music is so soft all of a sudden. Yoseli says, what is your favorite color? I mean, my most favorite color is black. Grace says, I'm not leaving. Okay. Villa says, hello, hi. Tanya says, you're good, bro. Yeah, thanks. Hudson says, are you Indian? Oh, you mean, I think that's what you meant. I'm not. I'm not from India, I'm from Malaysia. Remy says, sir. What? What is it? Judy says, hi, hello. J3FF says, bruh, okay. J3 says, hi, I guess. Alright. Maria said, hi, hello. Yoselin says, me too. Alright. Pansel says, hi, hello. J3 says, by the way. Okay. Hold up. My music just ended. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Grace says, hi, hello. J3 says, you play GD? No, I don't. Judy says, what is your favorite animal? Cats. Line Lucas says, hi, hello. Kim says, hello, me, no, not English that much. Dutchland, I know a lot. Okay. It's okay if you don't know English. William says, hey, hi. Remy says, hey, okay. J3 says, hey, yeah. Clarky says, hello, hi. Okay, I'm back. Vicia says, honestly, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, this is how I normally talk in my streams. Kim says, hi, hello. Hudson says, I am sub. Okay, thank you. Jam says, chicken. Alright. Ivy says, hi, hello. Yoselin says, what is your favorite thing to do? Making videos on YouTube. I haven't uploaded in a while. Chindi says, hi, hello. Ivy says, hi, hello. Juvie says, friends. It's translated. Oh, Juvie, okay. Saving says, eh, okay. Grace says, I will be right back, alright? Jam says, kitty, okay. Calver says, hi, hello. Hudson says, you're so handsome. Alright, thanks. Pencil says, I finally got called out in a live stream, yeah? Holly Tree says, okay, I'm not gonna say that. Katie says this, alright? Clarky says, is your age above 15 to 30? No, I'm 13. Megan says hello, hi. Candy says, hi bro, hi. It's me. Kelly says, ha, okay. Jam says potato, alright. Katie says hi, hello. Mina says too, okay. Zam says hi, hello. Grace says, what is your language? English. Hey says 6-7, alright. Simon says, hi, hello. Guats the Loop says, hi, hello. Mina says, hi, hello. Bear says, hi, I'm new. Welcome to the stream. Jack Quilline says, hi, hello. Unicorn says hi, hello. Clucky says, is your age above? I already read that. Simon says, I sub. Alright, thank you. Grace says, hello, hi. Katie says, can you read mine? There you go. Alkavik says, July. Okay. Tinov says, this. Alright. Megan says, shout out. I'm not really gonna shout out anyone yet. Hey says 6 times 7. Um, I'm not really too sure about it. I'll get back to that one. Akari says hi, hello. Maziel says, wait, hook. What? Guadalupe says 6 7, alright. Varnik says Vernica. Okay. Alkarik says, nah, this is so cool, bro. Thanks. I know my music's been soft a lot. Oh, jeez. Jaden says, hello, hi, you're back. After a while. Edit says, how to go live. I'll show you guys how to go live after this. Glilik says, hello, hi. Edit says, okay, I already read that. Joanna says 6 7, okay. I can't read your username, but I'm sorry. It's written in Japanese language, but you say 6 times 196. I'm not too sure. Kimber says this, alright. It's me says hi, I'm a new fan. Hi, welcome. Yoseline says, what is your favorite food or snacks? My favorite food is chicken nuggets. Chicken, and my favorite snacks is potato chips. Quick Buff says, hi, hello. Hey says hi. Okay, hi. Tina Verse says 6 plus 7. I'm not good at maths, but I think it's maybe 67 or something. I don't know. Sounds like it. Joel says hi. Hey, hello. Kimber says what's up? What's up? Edit says how do I live stream? I'll show you after the stream. It's getting louder every time. Hudson says, what your favorite color? My favorite color is black. Akarik says, egg emoji, alright. Hey says, sad face emoji, or whatever that symbol is. Lilik says, my birthday is in 12 days. Nice. Joanne says, hey, hi. It's me says, hi, I'm a new fan. Hi, welcome to the stream as well. Jaden says, I absent from school. Oh, you're absent from school. I'm sorry, read that wrongly. It's okay. Prince says, Julie, okay, I can't read that. Noah says, hi, I'm new. Welcome to the stream. Imalak says, I'm a what? I'm a what? I don't know. Quick Buff says, I fart. Okay, that's weird. Alkarik says, hi, hello. Hudson says, Kupal. Alright. Zamzam says this, alright. Sammy Flo says, hi, hello. Says, I'm a potato, okay. Zamzam says this, alright. Joan says, hey, hello. Zamzam says this, okay. Guat says, what country do you live in? Malaysia. TB says, hi, hello. Girl says, by country. What? Li- Lil Jan says, you need more likes. I mean, if you want to, then yeah. It's me says this, okay. Clucky says, what's your favorite game? Backrooms. Noah says, hi, I'm new. What we doing today? You can chat. Girl says this, alright. Black says hi, hello. Pandemonium says, smiling emoji, alright. Zamzam says this, okay. Mine says hi, hello. Hey says, heartbroken emoji, okay. Edit says, how do I live stream? I will show you after the stream, just remember that. Caleb says this, okay. Brock says hi soup, what? Ksit says hi, hello. Girl says, can I get a shout out? Yeah, shout out to girl, guys. Camilla says hi, hello. Prince says I can't see the emoji, sorry. Hudson says say Kupal please. There you go. Carve guy says hey, hello. Caleb says do you like snacks? Yeah. TB says hi, eyes up. Thanks for subscribing. Clarky says what's your favorite game? Backrooms. Curve says how you doing? I'm doing good. Kongla says hello, hi. The cookie says do you play Roblox? Yes, I do. Prince says uh David Evans, okay. Evans, okay. Font says hi, hello. 667 in 2 seconds. There you go, I did it. But I didn't read your username because I can't read it, sorry. Dominic says get ready to get scared. Okay. Jaden says 29 people in your highest. I mean, yeah. Okay. Song just ended. There we go. We play again. Caleb says, do you like snacks? Yeah. Dominic says, domain expansion. Alright. Malcolm says, hi, hello. The car's friend says, hello, do you hate wasps? Not quite. Vanessa says this, alright. Bebe says, are you a boy? Yeah. Alan says, hey, hello. God bless you all says, hi, I'm new. Welcome. Baze the best says, yo, how are you? I'm doing good. Bebe says, are you a boy? Yes, I am. Font says, what's your favorite song? Um, the ones that's playing right now. And Oliver Tree is my favorite song as well. He's my favorite too. Duck says, stable your left ball to your desk. Oh, stable. Oh, yeah. Um, I can't stable my camera. I think that's what you meant, right? In Kia says, hi, hello. I can't stable it, sorry. Gotta get a new tripod for this. The cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yes, I do. Decade says, okay, I already read that. What do you mean by that? Goom Ball Boy says, hi, hello. Clucky says, what your favorite game? Um, Backrooms. The Cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yeah. Vanilla YouTube says, hi, hello. Oh, it's Gumball Boy. Okay. Sorry, I cannot see your usernames. My screen is too bright. Font says, what's your favorite country? America? Calvin says this, okay. Terrell says, hi, hello. The Cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yes. Goldini says, okay, I can't read that. Doug says, okay, I can't read that. Um, this is a bit too much. NST is, okay, it's gone. The Cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yeah. I think my chats are a bit too fast. Bacon says, Thai, okay. Tech says, okay, I don't read that. Will Hansen says, crying emoji, okay. Bacon said hi, hello. Anomaly says, oh me, oh my, yeah. Deckard says, okay, I don't want to do that. Tanya says, there's a lot of emojis. Maria says, can I add you on Roblox? Yeah, after the stream I will be uploading a post. So my camera is... Give me a second. It's also my screen. Okay, I think that should be good, right? I think. Must be. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna, what is your favorite color? All of it. Yeah, I like rainbow colors, all mixed. Okay, my live chat's a bit fast, so it's disappearing. The Cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yeah. Cranky says, say fix Mojang, Bedrock. There you go. Michael says, hello, hi. Twin says, God bless you, thank you. The Cookie says, do you play Roblox? Yeah. Shayama says, hi. I am a big fan. Please add me at Roblox. Want me to add you on Roblox? You gotta send me the usernames in another location in the comment section. Yeah. The Cookie says, what is your username in Roblox? What is my username in Roblox? Give me a second. I'll type it in. I'm a slow typer, don't mind. Okay, I've just sent it. Okay, that's my username. Miracle says 67. Okay. Yoselin says, do you eat spicy things? I mean, not anymore, cause it's too spicy. The Cookie says, what is your username in Roblox? I just sent it. There you go. Stardust says, can you give me a shout out? Shout out to Stardust and 6K. There you go. Summer Girl says, hi, hello. Roblox is 67. Okay, 67 or 62, I don't know. It just disappeared. Live chat's a bit too fast, so yeah. Blaine Co says, hello, hi. JR says, hi, hello. Mommy says, Mama, okay. Visor says, WW. Okay, thanks. The Cookie says, what is your username in Roblox? Oh, my username? I forgot to pin it, sorry guys. Give me a second. It's so hard to see the keyboards. Okay, there we go. I'm sorry, can't see the keyboard. It's a little dark in here. Okay, back with this. Luke says, I am new to, I'm from Netherlands. Wow, nice. But welcome to my live stream. Muhammad says, hi, hello. And Sirens said, okay, I can't read that, sorry. And Sirens, live chats slightly fast. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Okay. Whew. Not a good arrangement, but sorry. Ariel says, can you face review? Not in a live stream, sorry. The cookie says, what is your username in Roblox? I've just sent it. It's already pinned. You can check it below with my username. The cookie says, okay, I already read that. Sandra says, I don't want to read that. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? There's a lot. I don't even know. I mean, I only like cats the most and dogs. That's my favorite cat. I have a favorite cat with me. Sorry, like a bit. I myself like that a bit because of my cats. I don't even know what my cat is doing right now. Hoodson says, are you girl? No, I'm not. The cookie says, what is your username in Roblox? I've sent it. It's right here, guys. It's right here. Already pinned. Roblox username, there you go. Ascaris says period, okay. Nicole says, do you like 6-7? A bit. ABE says play Roblox later on after the stream. Lollipop says hey, hello. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? I don't know, there's a lot. Sorry. Cannot think about it now. Koi Fish says, what's your favorite sea creature? There's a lot. Lev says, is that your real voice? I'm not trying to be rude, by the way. Yeah, it's my real voice. Happy Kid 1 says, what is your favorite game in the App Store? I mean, I don't use app stores. I play games on Roblox. Silton says hi, hello. Yen says hi, hi. Hudson says, I can't read that, sorry. AD says hi, hello. Teddy Bear says hi, hello. Sunny says hi, I hope you have a nice time, dude. Yeah, I am. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? A lot of them. I can't think of any of the names right now, sorry. Elise said hi, hello. Cloudy says hi, hello. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? There's a lot. Lexmin says, yo, what's up? Elise says hi, hello. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? I'll say it after. I will upload it after the stream, okay? Imor says hi, hello. Killer says, waving emoji, hi, hello. Dose says, I'm sorry. Live chat's moving pretty fast. Ace the Tick says, yo, what's up? Lollipop says, slay. Alright. Tanya says, I don't know what that's called, the emoji, I'm not too sure. Judy says, what is your favorite sea animal? I will say it later on. Cookie says, hi, hello. Mary says, can you give me a shout out? Shout out to Mary for everyone. Cookie says, hi, hello. Normie says, gay or what? Cookie says, Hi. Hello. My music just ended again. Okay. Okay, got it back. Lupian says hi, hello. John Sailor says hi, hello. JJ says hi, hello. Cookie says hi, hello. KJ Girl says hi, hello. Lotte's panel says Z. Okay. Zudi says, what's your favorite sea animal? I'll say it later on. Lal Bibi Safi says, do you know Blackpink? I mean, yeah. Cookie says hi, hello. Connor says, I am gay. Okay. Mary says, cooking. Alright. Nicole says, do you like 6'7"? A little bit. Not quite, as it's dying already, so yeah. Nate says hi, hello. Lord says, okay, I don't say it. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? I'll say it later on. Lord says, laughing emoji, okay. Nate says hi, hello. Font says, Roblox or Minecraft? Roblox. Judy says, what's your favorite sea animal? I'll say it later on. Nate says hi, hello. Palmy says hi, hello. Maria says, hi, hello. I'm gonna continue with the rest of the chat from the bottom. It's moving quite fast. And Silence said hi, hello. By the way, and Silence and Fire Alarms, lucky you will be able to join the stream, cause you sent me a comment saying that you weren't able to join, cause you were on your trip, but yes, you are now in here. Minecraft says Oliver Tree is coming. Where? I mean, there was once Oliver Tree was with me for quite a while. Anna says, I love you, bro. Thank you. Fanny says, hi, hello. Judy says, I couldn't find your Roblox account. Oh, jeez, I don't know what happened. I'll go ahead. Jeez, lagged out. Okay, I'll go ahead and see what else I can do. Or maybe you can search, because the username is not with my real name. Jeez, skip it. I forgot to put spaces into it. Maybe you can search up for this one. Dom says, Fire Alarm, I want to tell you something. Alright, sure. Lily says, I love your lives. Thank you. Rosa says, hi, hello. Judy says, oh, I forgot to pin it. I forgot to pin it, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Okay, I have just replaced the pin. It's right here. There you go. Bellex says, do you remember me? Yeah, I do. I remember all of the people that joined yesterday. Christopher says, can you donate me Robux, please? I can't. I don't have Robux. I'm sorry. Hello Reed says, what is your favorite game? Backrooms. In Roblox. Andy says, hey, can you pin me? I will sub. Um, I mean, I can pin you, but I'll give you a mod instead because you're gonna subscribe. Isaac says, please pin me. Uh, I can, but I don't want to because I have a pin my username for Roblox. Bentley says, you know, Jurassic World Rebirthed. The D-Wax, I drew him and I accidentally spilled water all over the picture. I had it all colored and it took me an hour to draw. I'm sorry to hear that. Family says, yo, what's up? Lulu Gaming says, can you pin me? I can, but I don't really want to now. Shamivel says, do you know Geometry Dash? Not quite. Andy says, okay, alright. Kayanan says, I can't see that emoji. Carmen says, can you please read this? I love your videos. There you go. And also thanks for loving my videos. Blush Love says, what is your favorite color? Black. Yoselin says, do you play horror games? Backrooms? Backrooms is the scariest. Belak says, I can't read that. Roting says, hello, hi. Tanya says, are you making a YouTube video? After the stream, yes, I will. Kesley says, hello, hi. Okay, I'll continue with the rest of the chat from the bottom. And Simon said, my favorite color is also black. Nice. Yoselin says, do you get scared? You mean the Backrooms game? Yes, I do. Veso says, I love you, thank you. Andy says, yo, can I be in a video? I mean, you can if you want. Blush Love says, do you play Roblox? Yes, I do. Tanya says, what's your name in real life? My real name? You wanna know my real name? I'll post it later on. Bella says he is not built. Yeah, I'm not. Anis Pooh says hi, hello. Reso says LL, okay. Sounds like number 2. April says, shout out to me, please. Shout out to April, guys. Hello, Reed says, Backrooms is also my favorite game. Yeah. Lulu Gaming says, I love your videos. By the way, can you give me pin or mod? Give you mod. Belagard says, hello, hi. John says, do you have a favorite song? The ones that's playing right now is my favorite song. And also Oliver Tree is my favorite song. Life goes on. Yeah. Brother said hi, hello. Bevernish says okay. Sally says my YouTube channel name is Sally Jean. Okay. Okay, just gonna continue the rest on the bottom. Razor Down says what? Okay. Bevan says please shout out to Bevanish Vlogs. Chiapone says hello, hi. Jay Langat says this might be real. It's real, yeah. Eric says, I'm your friend. I don't know you that much. Unless if you tell me what school I'm from, then I'll know. Razor down says she. Okay. Stephanie says, please give mod it for 5 minutes. Uh, unless if you like the videos and stuff, yeah. Bacon says, do you have a computer? I'm using two laptops actually. One laptop's playing a music right now on a sound system I have. Please show a real face. I'm not gonna show my face. Tanya says, can you add me? Yeah. After the stream, you guys will have to send me your Roblox username, then I'll save it. Tommy says, guys, I'm not gay, okay? Alright. Victor says, I don't know what the emoji is. J67 says, spam 67 all over the place. Alright. Kessa says, hi, hello. Eric says, I'm Eric. Alright, I saw your username, I know. Garia says, hi, hello. Jared says, handsome. Okay. Shara says, hi, hello. Tanya says, can you add me in Roblox, bro, please? Yeah, I can. And Alien says, why do people keep asking you to shout out? I don't know. But it's okay. I shout everyone out. Victor says, hello from Mexico. Nice. I'm from Malaysia. Star says, please shout out. Uh, hold on. Music ended. By the way, the music that I'm playing in the background is 11 minutes and 55 seconds long. So I will have to restart it every time. Sorry about that distraction. Stephanie says, I sup again. Thank you. Uh, and Simon said, Tommy, you are timeout. You can't say things like that. What did he say? I didn't see. Bezala says, okay. Stefan says, I'm gay man. Okay. Keza says, hello. Hi. William says, hi, hello. Sophia says, hi, hi. Victor says, you. Cool, okay. Judy says, what's your favorite movie or show? My favorite movie is Vanguard from TV. I've watched it a couple of times. John says, can I have a shout out, please? Shout out to John, everyone. Chili says, I love man. Alright. Oh, so you're gay? Okay. Jade says, hi, hello. Star says, can you give me a shout out, please? Everyone shout out to Stars. Doria says, oh my god. Okay. And Alien says, the comments doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just a very interesting stuff that people is saying and stuff. Victor says, hey, it's okay if you don't show your face. I know. I want to keep my face private. I don't want to show it. Princess says, hello, I'm from Philippines. Nice, I'm from Malaysia. Lila says, hi, hello. Stefan says, waving emoji, alright. Garage says, hey, hi. Stephanie says, are you using ops? Use ops. If you aren't, I'm not. Lila says, hi, hello. Goria says, do you play Roblox? Yeah. Victor says, I respect privacy. Thanks. Star says, I don't know what that symbol is. AC Perman says, I'm from Malaysia too. Nice. Same country as me. Lem Tufa says, hi, hello. And Bolly says, hello, hi. Tobias says, hi, hello. Princess says, wait, let's up, okay. Aries is stay kids, okay. Jaden please says, bro, okay. Garage says, all good, yeah. Love me, Malia says, hello, hi. And Bolly says, moo, okay. Judy says, what's your favorite movie or show? Vanguard. Soon says, hi, hello. A says, please can you add me after the stream? Wheels Cheese Potato says, what we do here? Um, so what you do here is basically you just chat because it's a live stream. It's displaying live chat. So yeah. And Alien says, stay kids. Okay. Victor says, I'm a small creator. Okay. Hope that you'll be a bigger creator soon. Content creator, yeah. Hoyonu says, Emily. Okay. Sunset says, hi. Hello. Lin Kayla says, crying emoji, alright? Jenny says, hello fire alarm street lighting guy I'm from Australia. I just joined but I really like you have a good day, night, week, months and year ahead. Thanks. Okay. Pickle says hi, hello. Victor says with only 3 subs. Oh, you have just 3 subscribers. Hope that your subscribers will rise faster. And yeah, stuff like that. Garage says fan of the day. Take a look at my grandma's internet later on. Pickles says hi, hello. And Sirens said he said something about sucking and it's crazy. Okay. Now I know why you've timed him out for 1.8k seconds. That's like an hour. So yeah. Linka Kayla says shock emoji, I think that's what you call it, I don't know. John Sailor says hi, hello. Tanya says I know where is my username is. Okay. Gan says hi, hello. Nam says hi, hello. Biliuk says hi, hello. Yoselin says what is your favorite holiday? I don't know, there's a lot. Okay, there's a whole entire chat. And Simon said, do you have a ho-ho? My music is hearable and Kai Sinet mogging Fortnite Power Shake. Okay. John Sailor says, I love your voice. Thanks. Dad says, hi, which country do you hope is going to win the World Cup? I live in Malaysia, but I hope that America is gonna win the World Cup. Yeah. And for those who are living in your own countries, I also hope that your country wins the World Cup. Couch says gay vibes. Okay. Izuku says hello, hi. Media set says, do you like Senrio? I'm not too sure who that is, but I'll get to know soon. Demon Shark says, sup, bro. Okay, hi. Storm says, you got a new sub. Nice. Yeah, I got plenty of new subscribers. Bacon says, "Do you play Geometry Dash?" Nope. Wolfie says, "Hi, hello." Vishen says, I don't know what that emoji is. Storm says, happy face sign, I think. Demon says, Sup, hi. Eric says, "Do you like me?" I do not know who you are. Sorry. Mediaset says, "Hi, hello." Wolfie says, "Meow." Okay. Belix says, "Just now the Jingu and the sports park entrusted Hugo and him nearby entrusted V1s with language and hair and his payment which customers just to see Huang Juan years of feeling. I'm sorry, can't read too much. My screen's a little too bright, I'm sorry. I can't read. It's a little hard to adjust. Bacon says, "Do you play Geometry Dash?" Nope. Mediaset says, "Do you like ISO Speed?" Yeah. ISO Speed came to Malaysia before. That's my country. Somewhere in another state. Sutig says, "Mexico." Alright. Demon says, "Why does it keep making me say that?" I don't know. Ellie says, "Shout me out." Shout out to Ellie. Gaming 19. There you go. Seven Brit says, yo, sup? What's up? Bacon says, "Do you play Geometry Dash?" Nope. Eric says, "Do you like me?" I'm not too sure who you are. Sorry. I'm back. Jessica says this, okay. Nam Trent says, hi. Hello. Ensign says, "Do you have a, okay." Celia Jean says, "Hi, hello." Demon says, "I'm Italian." Nice. I'm actually half Malaysian and half Filipino. Cause of my grandma and my dad. Yeah. Sungul says this, okay. Tavia says, "I'm getting cracked." Okay. Jessica says, "You're great, thanks." Shasha says, "Bye everyone, I have to get ready for school, bye." Alright. Have a good day at school. Stephanie says, "Don't spam or send brain rot or I'll time you out for 5 minutes." Okay. Victor says, "Mexico City is crazy. Me amigo." Okay. That's a little distracting. Eric says, "Do you like me?" I don't know who you are. I'm sorry. I think I read that 3 to 4 times. And Science say, Swabin mid. Okay, I don't know what that is. Best Vibe says, "Hi, hello." And Simon said, "Where's my dildo? Where's my..." Okay, there's too many of it to read. Yuki is cool says, "Hi, hello." Nam Tran says, "Hello, I'm from Vietnam." Nice. Fred Doaz says, "If you are seeing this message, it means you are currently on Earth." Yeah. Dunally says, "Hello." Hello, noob. What? Ducky says, "Hi, hello." Tenley says, "W." Alright. Victor says, "You speak Spanish?" Nope. The Preppy says, "Hi, hello." Mia says, "Hello, hi." Go all the way down to the newest chat. Hassan says hello, hi. Mediaset says the amazing digital circus. Okay. Prin- Princess says 66. Okay. Luvu says hi, hello. King Feli says hello. Come estás? Alright. Girl Power says I miss my cousin. I'm sorry to hear that, but hope that you get to see your cousin again. Mousy says, are you a Wi-Fi? Because I'm feeling a strong connection. I do not know. Hassan says, what are you doing? I'm streaming. Gangle says, I'm from the amazing digital uh circus. Okay. General says, is my movie series peak Star Wars? I don't know. Hold up, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Um, Hold on. Okay, I've returned. Um, Exo Exo 4 says I am French. Do you speak French? I don't speak French. I'm Malaysian. Stephanie says, what food do you like? Um, I like fried rice. Media set says, do you like the TV series My Adventure with Superman? Yeah. Sindri says, hi, hello. It's Rainbow says hi, hello. Give me a second. I'm back. Declan says, how you doing? I'm doing good. Roblox says, HK, can you say, I don't want to say it. Grump says, do you play, oh, you mean, do I play Roblox? Yes, I do. On Minecraft? I don't play Minecraft. It's Emma says, he just wants us to type in chat, bro. Oh. Daniel says, are you gay? No. Declan says, I love you. Thanks. Doy really says, you have earned a subscriber. Yeah. Vesp says, hello, hi. Oh, there's I got a notification somewhere. What's the last thing you search? I don't know. I forgot. It's Emma says, what's your Roblox user? You don't have to answer if you don't want to. Um, Send you a new one. Give me some time, guys. Declan says, I love your videos. Alright, thanks. Miss Mrs. Fire alarm, do you pin me? No. I'm sorry. I'm back with the stream. I keep on leaving the stream because of something that I have to do back here. Okay, I'm back. It's me says my neighbor is 14 and in a mental hospital. I'm sorry to hear that. Hope it gets better. Victor says, yo, do you have Pokemon cards? I don't have. Miss Nis says, please pin. Y'all want me to pin your comments? Whoever that says pin me, I will pin you in any of its. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. There's a lot of stuff here. I'll just go back to the ones on the top somewhere. And I'll just replace. Okay. HD says hello silent. What? I'm not silent. I was just doing something in the back. And also on a laptop in front. I just set it up like this. Give me a little bit of time to do something back here on another laptop. I have 2 laptops. I'm not a businessman, okay? I know. Just weird to have 2 laptops. I'm back with the stream. Alright. Daniel says I unsubscribe. See, this is why I don't really want to do streams. It's all because of unsubscribing. But anyways, is your fire alarm on fire? No, it's not on fire. I mean, I've seen many YouTubers set their own fire alarms on fire. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna read the chats now. I gotta stop skipping it. Skipping too many chats already. Yoselin says, do you know Little Night News? I don't know. Claus Silva says, hi, I've been offline, been a long time since I have seen your life. I know. My live streams are different now. Ian Prog says, hi, hello. Sammy says, then don't do stream. I mean, I didn't actually meant whatever I said. Daniel says, just kidding, alright. Pin everyone. I can't pin everyone at once. Sorry. It's Libby here says, hello, I like cheese. Me too. Jenny says, hi, hello. Dash Plays says, if you hit 50 people, you have to give me $5. What? I don't think so. My stream will hit 50 views at once like that. That's a little too much. Danny Julep Pit says, hi, be yourself and do what you love. We support you. Alright. Thanks. Sammy says, Unique stream, I guess. Okay. Bunny Lover says, do you like your subs? I mean, yeah. Sheila says, why are you doing this? Not to get the subscribers and the views. I just want to do it for fun because I have nothing to do. But at least someone support my channel, then yeah. What is your favorite plushie? I don't know. I'm sorry, I forgot to read your usernames. I keep forgetting the usernames. Miss says, I wanna say, haters wanna hate, and the shakers wanna. Okay, what? What? Confused. Sorry. Eric says, pin everyone. I can't do that. Doctor says, hi, hello. Declan says, I have a good game you can play. Okay. Daniel says, I'm a new subscriber. Thank you. I'm sorry, I sneezed. Man. Just gotta mute that music for a little bit because I checking on the sound system a bit. Alright. Okay. Little Bella says this, okay. The Dominoes says test to pick a rank blueprint. Okay. Monster says what? Daniel says Oliver Tree passed away in June 14, 2026. I know. Oliver Tree was born in 1993. Yeah. He was born on the 29th in the month of June 1993 and died in the month of June as well. But in 2026 on the 14th, Sunday morning, I think this happened. Ilsely says, what is your favorite drink or energy drink? My favorite drink is some kind of chocolate drink. There's a lot of chocolate types of drink. Okay, I'm gonna unpin and see what's the next one to pin. I'm sorry. So because I've sneezed. Yeah guys, I keep sneezing earlier. Dash says, who do you think is going to win the World Cup? I'm not too sure. There's a lot of people out there. HD says he is from Malaysia. Yeah, I'm from Malaysia. Give me a bit of time, guys. Okay, I'm back with this. Okay. Daniel says, who are you going, Messi or Ronaldo? I'm going for Ronaldo. Whitel says, can I get a shout out? Shout out to White. Oh, Whitley. Sorry. Lana says this, okay. Adam says hi, hello. Jocelyn says, do you do crazy things sometimes off stream? Your light says, what did you first started YouTube? So what made me started creating videos and posting on YouTube was, let me mute that song. It was because I saw someone on YouTube. His name is Don Benitez. He was the one who made me go live on YouTube, something like this, but different. I'm doing it different from him, so not quite the same type of stream. And it's also because I can get views and money. Yeah, I just want to get the money. I'm not rich, by the way. So that's why HD says, who is your first subscriber? My first subscriber, I don't know. Mika says, spread the word, Jesus is coming. Okay. Christian says, do you know his story? I don't know. HD says, who is your first subscriber? I don't know. Track says, Goon. Okay. Mika says, Jesus is coming. Maybe he is coming, I don't know. Nay Trips says 6-7. Alright. J9 says, hi, hello. Mika says, Jesus is coming. Okay. Mobom says, hi. Alright. Jess says, how do I tell my mom I like girls? I don't know. Give me a second, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I left to see outside my house because there's a huge storm coming over. So yeah. I'm back. Had a cough. Sorry. Daniel says, Sui, Ronaldo, the GOAT. Yeah. Pro Gamer says, his story is here. What? Closiva says, what is your favorite Disney character? I don't know. There's a lot of Disney characters that I've seen before, but I forgot the names because I haven't watched it in a while. Sammy says, hey, hi. Buzz says, hi, I hope you are doing good. Alright, yeah. Whitley says, thanks for the shout out. Welcome. Alex says, I don't know what that is. Declan says, I'm a kid. Alright. Verdell says, I do watch your videos. Thanks. Chicken says, did you know Michael Jackson died? Yes, he died back in 2009. JX says, who is your favorite football player? Ronaldo. Sammy says, say Ronaldo better than Messi. There you go. His YouTube story says, do you have a girlfriend? I don't have a girlfriend yet. Fidel says, ran out of my favorite soccer player, alright? Karen says, lol, okay. Ivy says, hi, hello. Ken guy says, the milk, I don't know what that says, I'm sorry. Shit says, well, yeah. Jim says, I love stars, me too. Dr. Karim says, like and subscribe, yeah. Give me a second. Oh, jeez. Jeez. Okay. The next stream is gonna be tonight, guys, so be ready. There's gonna be a second live stream today. That will be tonight. But that one's gonna be 20 to 50 minutes, so yeah, if I can do longer than that, then I'll go ahead and pass the limit. that I set. I just noticed the music is soft. Henley says, why did you start YouTube? Because it's not because I can get the views and the subscribers, it's because I can get money. So that's why I started off by making YouTube channel. I actually created a channel on YouTube before, but I got banned 2 times because I was way too underage doing it. So yeah, this YouTube channel that I have right now is different. Normie says, remember me? I think I did. Rina says, shut up. Why? Maple says, I like you. Okay. India says, hey, hello. H3 Low Hi says, hello. Hi. Bannick says, remember Chicago, the song of Michael Jackson? Yeah, yes I do. I think I need some water. Hold on. It's making me speak weirdly. Give me a couple of seconds. So I'm back. Rina says, Assalamu alaikum. Sorry, but I said I am just because my sister and because you didn't read my comment. Oh, I'm sorry if I didn't read your comment. It's because my chat's moving pretty fast, so it's a little hard to see. I can actually put it to slow mode, right? Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I'm back. Doing some settings. Okay. Starflower says bye, I gotta go. Alright, goodbye. By the way guys, sorry. By the way guys, I'm gonna end the stream um in the next 1 minute, so before ending the stream, I'm giving 1 extra minute to you guys. Just wanna say thank you to you guys for joining the stream and supporting my channel. I did post a screenshot of my live stream yesterday. There was over 2,000 plus messages in the chats and 100 plus new subscribers. Thank you everyone for the support. And yeah, I'll see you guys later tonight. I'm from Germany. Nice. Solkin says, stop ignoring me. I'm sorry. The live chat's really moving fast. But yeah. Alright. Thank you guys for joining the stream, and there will be a second stream tonight. So if you guys have time to join, you may join. So yeah. Goodbye everyone, and Thanks for joining. Have a good day, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.